Okay, guys. What we're going to talk about today is the dreaded stall. I'm sure some of you have heard things about airplanes stalling. What have you heard? What have you heard about airplanes stalling? If it stalls, what does that mean? What is it? Okay. How about you? What have you heard about the airplane stalling?
I heard that it causes a lot of crash.
It causes a lot of stress.
Crashes.
Causes a lot of crashes. He does that. He does that. How about you? What have you heard about stalling? I ain't gonna let you off the hook. You're gonna have to talk to me. Now talk to me. Tell me something. Hang on.
You basically put your plan in control of people.
Do what now?
You can put your plane out of control.
Excellent. Good. Yes. The airplane goes out of control. That's good. That's good. What have you heard about stalling? If you stall in your landing, you might crash the plane. Did I get that right? Well, that's half correct. But we'll get into that. The perfect landing is an aerodynamic stall 1 inch off the ground, with the nose up, where the nose wheel is 6 inches off the ground. That's the perfect landing. So, but if you stall higher than that, like 20 feet off the ground, you got a problem. So what you're saying is potentially correct. Okay. Have you heard anything about stalls? You don't know anything about stalling. You don't want to stall. What if your car stalls on the side of the road? Does that mean anything to you? Okay, that makes sense. I understand that. All right. If I say the word psychological to you, what does that mean? What does psychological mean? What does it mean to you? How about you?
Kind of.
You got to talk louder. I'm an old man.
A mental thing. In your head.
What now?
A mental thing. In your head.
In your head. Yeah, that's it. That's it. How about you? What does psychological mean? I don't expect you to know the answer. Well, tell me something. Good. Good. Very good. When you're not correct and your head's not thinking right. Yes. Yes. That's a good explanation. Okay. We are sitting here on the ground and we are working on our fingers and not paying attention to the old man talking. And I'm about to get hit in the head with a stick. And okay, we'll leave that alone. You're in a metal tube. Okay, an aluminum tube. That's an airplane. Buy that? Makes sense? You're in this aluminum tube. You're 3,000 feet above the ground. Ground's down there. You're up here. You look out the window and there's nothing out there holding you up. Nothing. training, somebody's teaching you how to handle this airplane, and he's a total stranger. He's sitting next to you. You don't know him. You don't know what he's up to. You don't know what's going on. And he's noisy. Making a lot of noise. It smells a little bit like fuel. It smells a little bit like exhaust. And it's real cramped. And you're close together. And it's hot. Should you be frightened? Psychologically and normally in your normal environment, yes, you should be terrified. You're frightened. When you're frightened, you don't process information very well. In other words, you don't think clearly if you're frightened. There's a little thing in the back of your brain called the enigma that tells you, oh my goodness, I'm frightened. This is a bad situation. I've got two choices. I'm going to fight or flight. I'm going to run or I'm going to stand up and start swinging. One or the other. Which do you choose? That depends on the situation and the individual. So, that little thing in the back of your brain blocks out your ability to process more information. In other words, it slows or prevents your ability to make decisions. That's a psychological fact. That's the way your brain works. That's the psychology. Your brain, how it functions, is basically psychology. So that's the psychology of how things work. You're frightened, you cannot process information very well because you don't understand what's going on. The solution to that problem is to understand thoroughly what's going on and how you can correct it. If you're riding your bicycle down the road and there is a snake up there and you choose to go around the snake, that's fine. You made a good decision. But if it frightens you and you don't steer your bicycle very well and you fall over, that just creates more problems. So, how you process the information, how you think, is very important. If you understand what's going on and you understand what's coming next, you can control it and you can make it work. That's what I'm going to do here this morning. I'm going to get it in your head why an airplane stalls and it's not a big deal. Okay. We know that our airplane has two sources of power. Two. One of them is the engine. Right? You buy that? What's the other one? Gravity. Gravity. Gravity will pull you towards the earth. We've also learned that in order for a wing to create lift, it must flow through the air. The air doesn't flow over the wing. The wing flows through the air. You got that right? So, if we're going to create lift, and lift counteracts gravity. What does counteract mean? Huh? Lift goes against gravity, yes. Okay, everybody buy that? So, it doesn't make any difference how you create the lift as long as you got it. All right. If you're creating lift through using gravity and gravity alone, you need a certain amount, or in order to create lift, you need a certain amount of power to push you through that air. If you're using gravity, you have to do that by putting the nose down. If you're using an engine, you have to do that by adding power. So, if you're using gravity and you're going towards the ground, your speed is important. If you have to go a fairly long distance and you choose to go straight down very fast, are you going to go a longer distance by choosing go straight down and very fast? Or can you a nice shallow glide when creating enough lift by moving through the air fast enough to move through the air and create enough lift? Will that make you go further than going straight down? Talk to me. Tell me something. Yes. If you have a shallow glide, but you're creating enough lift by your speed moving through that air, that will get you further. Does that make sense? Why would you want to go further? Or why would you want the ability to go further? What? I can't hear you. Definition. Destination. Okay. It gives you more flexibility in choosing a destination. Let's say you've got an open field over here and you've got an airport over here. Which one do you want to land at? Airport. Well, if you're going straight down, you're not going to make that airport. If you have a shallow glide, you can make that airport, maybe. Those are decisions you have to make psychologically. That's where you must have the ability to process information. In other words, you must be able to think clearly. If you are frightened, you're not going to think that clearly. If you understand the situation and you understand what you can do and you know you can do it, no big deal. So you can process information better. And you can make better decisions. All right. Keeping in mind, as we've talked about for the past couple of years, two sources of power: engine and gravity. Gravity has its limits. Engines have their limits, but they're much further and much larger. So you have more options. Do you know what options mean? Options. What are options? Multiple choices. If you have more options with your engine than you do with gravity. So you'd much rather use engine. All right. The stall, the aerodynamic stall, is what we're going to talk about. The aerodynamic stall, as we just discussed, is it could have you lose control of the airplane. That means the airplane will do what it wants to do, not what you want. But you're just along for the ride. Now, you don't want to go there. You want to be in pilot command. You want to be in command of that airplane. So that's where you want to be. Okay. How do you get into a stall? And how do you get out of a stall? And what is a stall? A stall is when the airplane stops moving through the air and it prevents the airplane from having a smooth flow of air across the wing to create lift. That's a stall. A lot of people say my car stalled. Well, your car doesn't care what the air is doing. It doesn't care anything about lift. All it needs is gas. All right? There's no relationship between a car stalling and an airplane stall. None whatsoever. The words just happen to be the same. Okay.
These lifting forces can be combined to act from a single mean point shown here by the lift vector called the centre of forces can be combined to act from a single mean point shown here by the lift vector called the lower air pressure on top, pulling the lift.
Okay. That's good, right there. That's where I want to be right. Okay. We've talked about this. This airplane, this wing attached to this airplane, when you're sitting inside of it, is moving through the air. As it moves through the wing splits the air right here. Make sense? It splits the air. That means the air has to travel further across the top than it does across the bottom. Does that make sense? Okay. That means that this yellow air that the wing is traveling through is thinner. It has to stretch further. Consequently, it's not as much air, or there's not as many air particles up here as there are down here. There's more here than here. So that means there's not as much resistance. What does resistance mean? Is that a word you understand? What does resistance mean? What? Okay. Let's see what you got. Withstand. Yeah? Yeah? That makes sense. Okay. So that means if this is stronger than this is going to push this up. And this also basically is going to suck that up. That's lift. That's the way lift works. Okay? That's what the lift does. That's the way it works. Does it make any difference whether this airplane is going this way, or that way? Does it? Huh? No. The wing doesn't know which way it's going. It doesn't care. All it knows is it's going through enough air to force more air across the bottom than the top. Now, however you make that happen, the wing doesn't know. It doesn't care. So, if this airplane is being pulled through the air by the propeller, okay. Or if the propeller's gone and the airplane is gliding like this, using gravity for power, it doesn't make any difference. All it knows is there's air going over this wing, or the wing is going through air. And if the wing is going through air, depending on the speed, and here's where it gets complicated, it will create lift. And the faster, the more speed it goes through the air, the more lift it creates. Make sense? So if this propeller is turning faster and it's pulling the airplane through the air, and faster, there's more lift. And you get to a point to where the amount of lift is greater than the weight of the airplane. So the airplane overcomes gravity and lifts off the ground. Unless you point the nose down. And now you're combining gravity with the propeller. And it's creating more lift, but that lift is not away from the ground. Does that make sense? Okay, I'll get into that a lot deeper. I don't want to lose you. All right. So, here we go. All right.
And higher air pressure below, pushing the wings up.
All right.
For demonstration purposes, these lifting forces can be combined to act from a single main point shown here by the lift vector called the center of pressure.
Stop it. Okay. You're going to hear the engineers complicate things because they understand this stuff and it means a lot to them. We as pilots don't care. All I want to know is, am I going through enough air to keep this thing away from the ground? That's all I care about. They're going to talk about vectors. They're going to talk about lift components. A component is a piece of something. They're going to talk about charts, analysis, curves, all of this stuff. If you continue to study aviation, you will have to learn that stuff. In your life venture, you're going to have to learn some of it. You need to understand some of the physics and some of the engineering. This is basic physics. That's what this is. You hear the term physics, you say, oh my God, I'm talking about a PhD and a doctorate and $400,000 worth of educational expenses and blah, 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 blah. No, you don't need to go there. Okay.
In straight and level flight, lift equals weight, and the airflow is smooth along the wings.
Lift equals weight.
As the angle of attack increases, the top airflow becomes turbulent and less effective.
As the angle of attack increases. Angle of attack, what's that? If the airplane is moving through the air like this, and then you raise the nose, now the airplane is moving through the air like this, that means the angle of attack. That's the angle that the airplane moves through the air. If it moves like this, then it has, when it moves through the air and splits this air, it's got further to go. So that increases the lift by stretching this air further, making it thinner, pulling it, and that pulls the wing up, and it creates more lift down here and pushes it up. Okay.
The trailing edge of the wings. Consequently, the lift vector moves forward where the stronger lifting air pressure system forms.
All right, go ahead.
Further increase in the angle of attack causes the top airflow to become more turbulent.
Further increase in the angle of attack, we come across here, and the smooth flow of air is not working anymore. See how it's bubbling up here? It's getting away from the surface of the wing. Okay? So it's not creating that much lift. What we need to do is we need to pull this airplane through the air faster to get more air across this wing. In a situation like this, we either need more air coming from this propeller, or we need to get the nose down and let gravity do its thing. But if there's a tree out here, gravity can be a problem.
At the trailing edge and start to separate away from the wings. Most of the lift is now generated near the leading edge of the wings. Thus, the lift vector moves further forward, closer to the weight vector. Consequently, the aeroplane becomes less stable since the moment between lift and weight reduces.
Airplane becomes less stable. You're about to lose control, as you said. Good job. So, the airplane becomes less stable. That means it wants to quit flying. When they designed this airplane, they designed it to where when you got in that situation, the airplane was going to force you to utilize gravity as the source of power. How can it do that? How can it force you to utilize gravity as power? Talk to me, somebody, say something. Nose goes down. Nose goes down. Now when we say down, do we mean down that much or down that much? This one. This one. If you need air flowing over that wing, you don't need so much that it goes, you go, wow, just enough to smoothly flow across that wing. That's what you need. So, don't push the nose all the way down. Just move the control column about an inch. That's all. Just that much. And wait for it. It will start down and it will get moved through the air smoothly and create lift.
A stall occurs once the critical angle of attack is exceeded. The airflow on top of the wing breaks away, dragging.
Now, what the books tell you is a stall occurs once the critical angle of attack is exceeded. What does that mean? That means you got the nose up too high for the airspeed. That's what it means. So, but what does it cause? What does it cause? It causes this air to no longer flow smoothly And for the wing to flow through the air smoothly, what it does is it just pushes this air and it doesn't allow it to flow. Consequently, it burbles, and next thing you know, nothing's happening. It's just like a leaf falling.
Increases, and the lift force significantly reduces, no longer able to support the aeroplane's weight, which results in loss of altitude. In a stalled state, the lift vector shifts rapidly rearwards. Why does this happen? Just prior to the stall, the lift force generated by the airflow on top was focused near the leading edge of the wings. In a stall, however, the airflow above the wings no longer generates any significant lift force. Thus, the lift force vector returns to the rear. Furthermore, the higher air pressure system below the wings has an increased pushing force near the trailing edge, which contributes to the rapid shift of the lift force vector towards the rear. This shift aids in recovery from the stall due to
This shift aids in recovery from the stall. That means it helps you get out of the stupid situation that you got yourself into. All right? So that means if the lift moves back here, it's going to lift this part of the airplane. What's that going to do to the nose? That's going to move the nose down. If the nose goes down, now you're going to take advantage of gravity. And when you take advantage of gravity, you move through more air, causing a smoother flow of air across the wing. Consequently, you regain control of the airplane. Does that make sense? In essence, the way the airplane is built, if it stalls, just get out of the way. Turn loose everything. Just turn it loose. It'll recover. We'll try that a couple of times in the simulator. Every time I do that in a real airplane, it scares the daylights out of everybody. But just turn it loose. Leave it alone. Airplanes don't wreck airplanes. Pilots wreck airplanes.
provided by the lift and weight couple, resulting in the nose pitching down. This graph represents the curve.
Now, we're getting into graphs. Whatever you do, whatever you end up doing as you grow older and get more education and everything, you're going to have to deal with graphs. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to figure them out. I hate it. I hate it. But, so what? This is a graph. This is the center line. This is the angle of attack. This is inches, 0 inches, 16 inches. And you move up here and all of that kind of stuff. She's going to talk about it in a little bit. Let's let her talk. Go ahead.
Coefficient of lift, which is the wing's ability to create lift versus the angle of attack. On a typical light aircraft, the stall occurs at about 16 degrees angle of attack. Why does the graph suggest that wings still have an ability to generate lift at negative angles of attack? It's because the high camber wing design, common to a typical training aeroplane, is still able to generate reduced air pressure on top of the wings to create lift, even at small negative angles of attack.
Okay. Can you make it black? Can you make it black? Which means go away. Oh. Okay. I want to wrap it up here, and we'll go outside and wake up. And I want you to understand that if you are in a stalled situation, Number one, the airplane is designed to get out of that situation if you let it. And time means something. If you're just taking off and you're 40 feet above the ground and you stall the airplane, you don't have enough time for the airplane to do what it's designed to do. You're going to have to do something. Number two, air flowing across the wing, regardless of its source of power, will get you out of a stall. There's two sources of power. What are they? Number one is what? Engine. Number two, gravity. Yes. Power, engine, gravity, power. Those sources of power will get you out of a stall. Your ability to process information, in other words, your ability to think when you are terrified, is very important in your life. If you're in trouble, and you know you're in trouble, your brain's going to say, fight or flight. Get out of Dodge. Well, you've got to do something. And you've got to train yourself to do something. You're in the mall. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. You're in the mall. The big bad boogeyman's coming after you, and you're terrified. What are you going to do? You're going to fight or you're going to flight. If you run, what are your chances? You gotta be careful here. I'm a Marine. Marines attack, regardless of what the situation is. Attack. If you have to attack 15 guys, attack them. I can't tell you to do that. Somebody's going to get hurt. If you get in a situation where somebody's after you and the chances of you getting away are pretty slim. Your ability to think what's going on around you, what's next to you. Is your dad standing over there? Your ability to process information. Can you get some help somewhere? Can you think? Or can you attack the person and protect yourself? You have to think about all those things. You have to process that information. Same thing in an airplane. If that airplane stalls, you got two choices. Number one, turn it loose and let it do what it's designed to do. Number two, manage the situation. Reduce the nose angle of attack by moving the control column about that far forward. Turn the rudder to the opposite direction of the turn and pull out of the dive. Okay. Any questions, comments, or does anyone have anything to say? Come on, say something. Does this stuff make any sense to you? Okay. Go outside. Just take a break for about 10 or 15 minutes. Make a head coffee, a drink of water. Go back in here and do lunch. One thing, you're not only going to have to deal with this in a stall situation and what we're talking about in this class, but you're going to have to deal with it in day-to-day life in general. You're going to run into some situation that's going to just terrify you. You're going to be frightened. psychologists have figured out the dominant fear of everyone. That means the biggest fear that everyone has and needs to overcome is the fear of standing in front of a large group of people and talking. How does that apply to aviation? When you have to talk on the radio, that's the same basic fear. You pick up that microphone, you don't know what to say. You've got to figure it out, and it comes with practice. Same thing in the classroom. As you move through your studies in school, you're going to get to a class where you are forced to stand up in front of the class and give some kind of talk. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15, maybe 5. I don't know. But you need to overcome that fear. You need to be able to process information, think. Process information is nothing more than thinking. You need to be able to think when you are frightened. That's basically the definition of courage. People say Marines are never afraid. Yes, they are. They just handle it differently. Courageous people are still frightened. They're still afraid, but they know how to control it and they know how to handle it. You need to be able to manage that. If the airplane reaches a point to where it cannot move through the air fast enough to create enough air over the wing to keep it flying, excuse me. Wow. That it's going to stop flying. So you have to know what to do in that situation. And all you have to do is move the airplane or allow the airplane to move through the air. Let it move through the air. So, you've got to be able to think. You've got to know what to do. Also, the engineering of the airplane, the way it was built, the way it was engineered, is just leave it alone. It'll fix itself. It'll take longer than if you did something with it, but it'll do it. And then it'll end up going down faster than you want it to go down, and you're going to have to take some action. So you need to be able to think. You've got to control that. The way you control it is you understand it, you know why it's doing what it's doing, and you know what to do, and you know how to do it. All right. He'll be back here in a few minutes with that, with the food. What is it? What have you gotten out of this? What does this mean to you? Of this? When we talk about a stall, what does it mean? What do you think? You got it. You got it. You got it. What does this mean to you, Ingrid? Okay, good, you're right. We have learned that if we want the airplane to go up, what does up mean? Away from the ground, yes. So what if the airplane's upside down? What's up? Would you move the controls in the same direction if the airplane was right side up? No. You've got to get the airplane away from the ground. That's up. If you're in an airplane in a stall and you're not thinking, you're frightened, and your brain is taken over and it will not let you process information, your instincts are to instincts. What does instincts mean to you? You understand instincts? You got it. You got it. You all got it. That's it. Your instincts are telling you, I want to go up. So I pull back on the controls. Well, if you're in a 90-degree bank and you pull back on the controls, are you going to go up? Where are you going to go? You're just going to tighten up that bank. So in order to get up, you got to get the airplane level, right side up. And then raise the nose. And when you put in a control input, do you ever just jerk the controls? I can't think of, I don't know. I've never been in a situation where I've done that, and I got 17,000 hours of flying time. So, no, just gently get the wings level and gently start raising that nose. And you're probably going to need some power. You're going to have to get power from somewhere. You can get it from gravity or you can get it from the engine. One or the other. And always remember, the engine is not the only thing that gives you power. Gravity gives you power. The closer you get to the ground, the more complicated your situation becomes. So, just keep that in mind. All right, has anybody got anything to say about what we're doing? We're going to have lunch here in a minute. Then we're going to get on the computer and take it from there. Anybody got anything? Questions, comments, anything they want to say? Anything at all? Okay. Let's just sit here and stay awake. It won't take long. I hope. The simulator situation, we've got, I think you guys know already which ones are doing weird things. Have I got that right? You got an idea of like I think that one, just that second one from the right, has got some problems. I'm not sure. Some of them are not doing exactly what we want them to do. we can manage that.
2 weeks from now, they will start.
Uh,
I give that information.
We've got, Mr. Bill just brought this subject up. We've got another one of these classes starting a couple of weeks from now. Do you all know if you're going to come back to that class? Okay,
The 3 of y'all don't have to come back.
how about the rest of it? You coming back? I gotta put up with you turkeys again?
Yeah, the 3 of them don't have to work, so they got to come back.
How about you? You coming back? Okay. Can you think of anything that we ought to do different? We could may have these boring lectures all day and no simulators and no playground. Would that be exciting or? You don't like that idea? How about playground all day? No boring lectures. I agree with that. Yeah. Unfortunately, if you're gonna make it through life, you're gonna have to put up with boredom. You gotta figure all that out. You gotta listen to some old guy up here preaching to you, telling you what you need to do, and all that. How about, I think some of you guys have got computers at home. All of you have a computer, or just some of you, or how's that work? Is yours still working? How about you? You don't have one? How about you guys? Yeah, but at least you guys. If I were to say, okay, I want you to go to Google when you get home or go to what is it? YouTube and look up the VOR navigation device or the Garmin G1000 navigation device. Would you have the capability of doing that? Can you do that? Why you don't do it if you don't have a computer?
What are you going to do, Mr. T?
Is your mom gonna let you use a cell phone, or she throw it away?
You want to look up DOR?
No, I just wanted to see if they would be able to do that. And I don't want to get the water, that's gonna be pretty heavy. I don't want to go there. That gets complicated.
Oh, yeah.
That's something. Do you guys have any idea what you're going to try to do? What kind of, are you headed towards a career or a job or anything like that? When I was your age, I had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do until I was 25. And then I got it jammed down my throat. Do you know what do you have any idea or anything you'd like to do or what do you think? You want to be a lawyer? Good for you. What kind of lawyer? Yeah. When you say get into a job that makes a lot of money, do you know what a plumber makes? There are plumbers that have been working 3 years out of high school, making more than a lawyer that's working 3 years out of college. Welders the crafts. The problem with that is you've got to stay healthy. You've got to be able to get up in the morning, get in your $100,000 truck with your $50,000 worth of equipment, drive to the job, crawl underneath the floor, and fix the toilet. And you have to do that until you're 70 years old. Well, people get sick, and people have problems, and people get hurt, and people get bad. If you're in an office job, you don't have to stay that healthy. You've got to stay healthy. In other words, you can't do that job with cancer, but you can do it with a broken leg. So, I think, and this is my opinion, if you have some idea of what you enjoy doing, do it and get paid for it. I don't know what it is. I like to fly airplanes. I really enjoy flying airplanes. And I've been flying airplanes since 1973. And I enjoy doing it. It's fun. And I get paid for it. I get paid fairly well. I get about $160 an hour, and I get about $700 a day flying an airplane for various people that have a lot of money. But I've got to stay healthy. If I lose my medical, I have to have a FAA medical exam every 2 years. If I lose that medical, I can't do that. If I was a lawyer or a doctor, I would not have to have as rigid, is that a word you understand, rigid? The medical requirements are not as rigid, so I would be able to continue. So when you choose a profession, choose something that you can do with a broken leg and you can keep going. Be very, very careful of borrowing money to go to school. And your parents will keep you on that track. Does that make sense? I want to leave you with, what do you enjoy doing? And sometimes you don't know. Most times you don't know. Figure out what you enjoy doing and get paid for it. And that'll be the best job you ever had. Okay, wash your hands, make your head cold. All right, guys, pick out your machine and sit down there. We're going to do some stalling. Okay, now, what I want you to do is, are the simulators in California now? Okay, go ahead and stay in California. Get in, take off on whatever runway makes sense. I want you to climb to 3,000 feet and be at least 5 miles away from the airport. Okay? Get them started up, get in the air, at least climb 5,000 feet, and be 5 miles away from the airport. 5,000 feet, 5 miles away from the airport.
Okay, when airplane takes off, okay, these are your brakes. And you're going to go left, right there. The best thing to do is you got your feet here.
Get the keyboard in a position where you can pause it. Because I want to talk to you a little bit once you get to 5,000
Go
feet.
right here, so I pedal with it.
5,000 feet, 5 miles away from the airport.
Your race, you don't know where.
Go left.
You're not sure. Keep going right, keep going right, keep going right.
If it work, I don't think you're clicking the drive, bro. You're going to the road. You're gonna go.
Just look at everything.
You gonna raise the car.
Go through that with me.
That's all right.
Go like that. See the map. Go like that.
I don't want to sell the house, whatever. I wasn't not sure that. I don't know.
Good people.
Right now.
People where I live are happy with that going on.
Take you to passport. It's 80. It's 650.
Your cap. Oh, I was right now. Let's say 89.
Turn left and nose in the airport.
Are you talking?
Give my mic.
All right.
Turn left. Go back.
I
Okay, you stop turning out. Right, you go turn like this. Okay, the whole thing you're gonna hold it, it's gonna keep turning.
Okay. All right, so you guys come over here. And
There you go. You got it.
come over here. I'm gonna have him do it. Okay, I want you to go take it off the car. I want you to go straight ahead and maintain altitude, 5,000 feet.
Take it off.
Straight ahead, maintain altitude, 5,000 feet. Okay? What's your airspeed? Okay, let's let it get on over 500. Okay. Maintain altitude. Maintain altitude. Maintain altitude. More nice flat. Maintain altitude. 85
That's the thing that comes down here. Now, you do that. There you go. That's how you take off. So, that makes you 5,000 up. So you can know 5,000. Move down. Watch it go. Goes up. So anytime you put
All
it
flat.
push down. Push down. Smooth. Back to the ring. Push down.
Maintain 5,000. Keep pulling that nose up. Keep pulling the nose up. Pulling the nose up. Pull the nose up.
I hit that to see that go down. It always comes up. So here's what you're gonna do. You ain't gonna throw that in the lane.
All right, there's the stop.
Put your flat.
There you go. There you go.
What's gonna happen when you do that lane? You flat. Put your flat down, the nose will come up. So here's what you have to do. You put your flat down, nose comes up. Push it out. Back up.
Okay, raise the nose to level.
And
full power. And full power.
While it's going up, go, flat's coming down, you push down. It's
Okay. That makes sense to you?
do some turns and stuff.
Go do it.
Now, a lot of times, also, do a turn.
Okay, get back up to 5,000. Put it on off.
And I'll push it.
Cool. I see. Now let it go, let it go.
tripping,
Don't let it climb.
the tripping thing so fine.
One notch flat. And all the flat. Is that all of it? All right, maintain 5,000 feet. Don't let it climb. Don't let it sheet. Don't let it climb. Okay. You gonna go to bed? Maintain 5,000 feet. Left foot, left foot, left foot. Left foot. And full power. Full power. Flaps up. Flaps up. Okay? All right, get back up to 5.
That's what you want to see it.
Okay, land on that road. Wherever that is, that runway or a road? Land on it. Correct.
I like this, you want to put it up, and you never came back on. So I'm
Yeah, that, you gotta control it. Okay. Are your flaps up? You at 5,000 feet? Okay. On pause. Take off pause. Okay. All right, maintain 5,000 feet. All right, give me one notch flap. All flaps. 5,000 feet. Maintain 5,000 feet. 5,000 feet. 5,000 feet. On the altimeter. 5,000 feet on the altimeter. Right rudder, right rudder, right rudder, right foot, right rudder.
Get that trim up.
Okay. Full power. Flaps up. Get back to 5,000. What are you doing? Practicing inverted landing? I took off on
See that line dip, turn towards the line.
I don't know why that simulator does that. I don't know what it is. Get back up to 5,000 feet with motor drive. 5,000 feet. Get it going straight. Reduce your power to the bottom of the green, right there. That's good, right there, that's okay. Maintain 5,000 feet. Going straight, please, right foot. Right foot, that's this one. 5,000 feet, you're descending, maintaining. All power back, all flaps in. All of them. Okay. Maintain altitude. Maintain altitude. Maintain altitude. Left rudder, left rudder, left rudder, left foot. There's the stall. Lower it down just a little bit. Left rudder. Add full power. Add full power. Flaps up. Flaps up. Flaps up. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Okay, then you do. Okay, you do it, Ken. You ever get that thing running? You let off again. What's got the mouth, you know?
Suppose I take off.
You got fuel? Why is the mixture back? Did you pull the mixture back?
And sometimes it goes hard.
That's where it should.
Why is it not small?
That's full power. Yeah. All right, get the motor running. Okay, are you at 5,000 feet? All right. Reduce power until then you're at the bottom of the green, not in here. Come on back, come on back, come on back, come on, right there, that's good. Okay? Put in 1 notch flap. You're on the rudder, right? Okay, that left wing goes down, step on the left foot. Right wing goes down, step on the left wing goes down, step on the right foot. Right wing goes down, step on the left foot. Okay? Put in all the flaps. All of them. Okay, reduce power. All power. Maintain 5,000 feet. Stop. Come on. Okay, come on back. Descending. Descending. Come on back. Descending. All right, right foot. Right foot. Full power. Flaps up.
Okay, give me 1 notch of flaps.
On your stick, right, on this right stick right here. The stick, your yoke. Right hand, your right hand. One notch of, that's the brake. One notch of flex. That's one notch of flex. Do it again, stop, go ahead and stop, okay. Now hit that one I just hit it again, right here. Push it down again. That's your flaps. Okay, that's 2 notches. Go up 1. There you go, that's 1 notch. Okay, when we take off, you got flaps down and let you take off a lot sooner. Okay? What we're going to do, we're going to go down the runway. We're going to get to about maybe 2,000 feet, all the way down. And then we're going to do a left. We're going to circle around and land. We're going to do a left downward landing. Okay? Okay? Remember, you steer with your feet. Keep it straight. Keep it center of the runway. All right? Give it some power. Keep that nose center of the runway, all right? To your left, left, the other way. Keep it center of the runway. Over. You're on the white line. You're on the right side. Get center of that runway. There you go. Okay. Now let her rip. Power, yeah. Keep the plane center of the runway. You get to about 60 knots. It's probably going to lift up before that because you have flaps down. Just keep it center of the runway. Okay, go ahead and pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Get up. Not hard. Okay. Now, you want to put your flaps. Use your trim like I told you, your trim. There you go. Don't do trim and pull on the yoke at the same time. Just trim it. Okay, now you want to put your flaps up. You want to push that up. Your nose is going to go down. Now you got to trim it up. Don't pull on the yoke. Don't pull on the yoke. Stay off of that yoke. Trim. That's not your trim. That's your flaps. There you go. Okay. Fly with the trim. Don't fly with the yoke. Level off. Remember, level off. Now you want to use your stick to level off. Get it level. Relax. You're level. Okay. Now we just took off on that runway. What's our altitude? Remember, there's 2 you can use. You can use 1, 2, 3, the 4th one over, or you can use that one there. Remember this one right here?
Our altitude is 740. Now 6.
Okay, 700 feet and climbing. We want to get up to 2,000. So you're going to have to trim it up a little bit. Use your trim tab, get the nose up. Get the nose up. Up, other way. Other way. All right. There you go, not too steep. You see your attitude indicator? Remember I told you when that's up in there? That means you're going up. Keep it level. Keep it level. Doing good. Easy on the... Doing good, just don't over control. You're doing good. All right. Let me know when you get to 2,000, all right? Keep it level. Keep it level.
It's 80, 60, lift the nose. It was 80. 60.
The big hand is hundreds, that little hand is thousands.
You probably couldn't see that.
You had 2,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Level off. Stay at 2,000. Level off. Okay. Now we want to turn back around to our left. We want to come back to the other end of the runway. Turn left.
Get 5,000 feet, let me know.
You see where you're at on the 750? You see where you're at right here? You want to come back down here. Come back into land.
Class you had this one of those stalls, that's what the airplane was doing. Okay?
Nice turn.
See how that's crooked? You want to keep it straight.
Nice turn.
Bring it left, I want you to go to the right.
So you know how to fly it, but I want you to control your flying. And look where you're at on that 750. See where you're at? Okay, turn some more to the left. We want to come, we want to be on the side, we want to come down like that.
Okay, what I want
And
you
come
to
back
do is
around, okay? I'll be right back, I got to get a chair.
go back just a little bit as you turn. Just stop turning. Go back just a little bit. Perfect. That is perfect. Turn back to the right just a little bit. Little bit. Go on. To the right, 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 to the right. Go back a little bit. Right. Stop.
All right, looking good. Ingrid, looking good. Okay, we're going higher. We don't want to go any higher. Get that plane down by pulling back on your power. Pull it down. Okay, you see what your altitude is now? To the right? Look how high you are. You're at 3,000. We don't want to be at 3,000. We want to be at 2,000. So let the nose come down. Don't push. Just let it come down. Keep your nose level. Keep the airplane level. The carrot. There you go. Right, there you go. Now trim it. Put your nose down. Hit the trim. Put your nose down with the trim tab. Click it. Click it. Click it. There you go. That's how you get down. You're doing good. Doing good. Doing good. So like I said, you know how to fly it, but we want to control where we're going. You know, we got to get to our destination, but we want to get there the proper way. Okay, you see where you're at on the 750?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost going down.
Okay. Look like you kind of passed the runway a little bit. You want to kind of veer to your right a little bit. Because you're going to land on that runway. There you go. There you go. Because that plane's going to come back around. You're going to come back around and you're going to get on that magenta line and come back right back on that magenta line and land. You follow me? Good. Get that nose down some more. You're at 3,100. We need to get down to at least 2,000. Trim it down. Trim it down. Trim it down. There you go. There you go. We can't land at no 3,000. We got to get down. That's good right there. Now trim it. Trim it. Trim it. Trim it. Right. Okay. There you go. Yeah, you get better. You get better. Okay. Okay, right about there. Pull back on your power some more. You're going to have to start turning now. You see that magenta line? You have to turn to your right. Get on that magenta line. Easy, easy. You don't want to go no lower than 1,800. When you get to 1,800 feet, right there, right there. Now keep, there you go. There you go. Perfect. Don't go any lower. Look at your altitude. Trim it up, trim it up, trim it up, trim it up. Right there. Hold that. Trim it up, Inger. Trim it up. More. You're going down. You don't want to go down anymore. Trim it up, trim it up, trim it up. Bingo, right there. Just keep it level. Keep it on that white line. Keep that carrot on the white line. You gotta turn. You gotta turn. Start your turn. Maintain that altitude though. There you go. There you go. You got plenty of time. You see the airport? You see the airport? Now you got to get it down. Get it down. Trim it. Pull your power down. There you go. You got it. Pull your power down. Trim that nose down. Trim that nose down. Trim it down. Down, 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 down. Don't be afraid. Down, down, down. Give me 1 notch of flaps. 1 notch on your right. There you go. Push. Pull down. 1 notch. There you go. Right there. Your nose is going to go up. Pull down 1 more notch. Let you fly slower. Now trim it down. Trim it down. Trim it down. Trim it down. You're flying more.
I see.
Uh-huh. See how smooth it is now? Instead of jerking that yoke, you don't have to jerk that yoke around. Pull your power down some more if you have to. Not all the way, but just a little bit more. Right there. Trim it down. Trim it down. Trim it down. Trim it down. How fast are you going? How many knots? You're going 80 knots because you got your flaps down. Your flaps allow you to fly a lot slower. If you didn't have your flaps down, you'd be coming in about 100 knots. Now you want to get it centered. Get it centered. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Get it centered, Ingrid. Ingrid, get it over there. Get it over there. Get it over there. There you go. Get it more and more and more. Get it over there. Get your nose centered with that runway. More. Don't pull up yet. Get it down. Turn to your right. Now pull up a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Little pull up. You never pull up it. Okay. Full power. Take up. Take off. Put your flaps up. Put them up. Push it up. Push them up. Okay, you had 60 knots. Pull back just a little bit. A little bit. There you go. That's how you take off. Pull back just a little bit. A little bit. A little bit more. You're airborne. That's how you take off. That's how you take off. Smooth. See, where you taking off before, imagine if your mother's in the right seat. She'd be on the you're taking off too fast. She'd be like, Ingrid, you're trying to kill me.
Do you want me to do a loop around again?
Yeah, that's good. That was a good takeoff. We need to go farther down. Now go down for about, get up to 2,000 feet again. Keep going straight. Get up to 2,000 feet. A little bit like that. That's good. That's good. Remember, you can trim it up. Use your trim. Push it down. Get it up. There you go. More. Don't be afraid. Put there, right there. Like that. Huh?
Airplane or plane. Bigger to see.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the mouse back. Right there.
I mean, out.
Come on. This thing is weird. Like that, or you want it bigger?
That's good.
Okay, let me get the mouse out the way. So you guys won't have no, matter of fact, I'm gonna put it over here.
It'll go away.
Okay. You guys ready?
Okay, so first you click this. And your arm. And then you should go in and okay, good. Okay, keep it centered. Yeah, see.
It's off center a little bit. Yeah.
So you should be taking off first.
Alright.
There you go. That's good.
I think these go down a little bit.
Push down. Okay. But if you want to
Yeah, right there.
good. So let's do a little circle and then we'll come in the same place and then we'll do the okay? Okay? Okay, so first just stay where you're at. Straighten up, straighten up. Okay. Okay, that's it. This is frozen. I want you to head to the ocean. Okay, so that's. And then once you get there, I want you to make a hard left. No, not hard, just a side left. And then I want you to, once you get into this little human, this looks so good. It's probably okay. I can't even see you. Okay. Turn left, what I said. Left. L. Left. Hold up, what airport is this? I want you to land here. I know, but who cares? I can't land there anymore. Yeah, you can. You can't land. You can land, but where is the airport? Right there. Listen, there's another one right over there. Okay. Yeah, I want you to make a big turn, go up here, and then go back to the one you just did.
You make a big turn.
I swear to God. Okay, slightly. No, turn left. No, we got like a whole here. Yeah, you see? Close to that. Okay, go down.
How do I go down?
That's the way I want you to go. You see that?
Go on.
So go straight and then take a big turn around. It's like,
Gosh, you're just going to do huge turn.
yeah,
You're cray cray. Can I turn?
no. I'll tell you what to do. Sure. Yeah, you can do a little turn.
Try myself. Here?
No, wait, no, that's not it. That, right there. Okay, so you got, no, let's just do this one. Or, no, let's do that. It's easier.
You keep on switching location.
You know what? Let's just do that. No,
How-
you can see me.
How about I just turn right here and try and land right there?
Okay. Oh, yeah, because then we go. We're at the airport, Holly. She cray cray.
You cray cray.
If we land right in this thing, I'm gonna so mad at you. And you'll be like, oh my God, that is not the airport.
Well, you're the one who's teaching it.
So they. Okay, 2.6. That's a good. Now start heading towards the airport. Okay, see how our nose is there? Okay. I want you to go to. First, I want you to go straight now. Straight. Okay, good. Okay, go a little bit now. No, trust me, we're gonna have to go over, get here, you see, and then we're gonna have to do that, turn around, do it again, that. I'll be driving. Okay. Ready?
No.
So, I'm going to take you straight. Then you're going to have to take a turn. We're going to want to line right here. Okay?
What if we miss that?
Then
The
we're
next
going to
one
go
would
to
probably be this